Just saw this on Pro Football Talk that Justin Houston is, I guess he's going to fight to see, is he a defensive end or a linebacker? What's the difference? I'll ask Ian Rapoport, who joins us now, their great NFL reporter. What's the difference being tagged as a defensive end or a linebacker?
First of all, my hair is all natural.
It is. You never put paint on your hair.
Never one time. And I know, it might be one of those things when I get off the air, you guys try to debate. I wanted to beat you to the punch. It's all natural.
Okay, how old are you?
Oh, man. 35 years old.
Oh, okay. And why'd you have to think about it, Ian?
Well, I was deciding whether to lie or not.
Oh. Well, in TV, what, were you going to lie and say you're 34?
Yeah, I might have, yeah. Well, my birthday was only last month, so I could have been, it would be like a white lie.
Okay.
Just buy myself an extra year.
In 9 years, 10 years from now, you'll be putting paint on your hair.
Yeah, and probably Botox too. Okay.
Nothing wrong. I can't go Botox. I can't do that.
Oh, come on.
Will the NFL Network pay for your Botox?
I guess I could expense it. You know what? I will find out. I will talk to our expense gurus and see if they'll pay.
That's the only reason why I wanted to have you on, Ian. Thanks for joining us. All right. The difference in being tagged as a defensive end or a linebacker if you're Justin Houston is what?
$1.5 million. And we've seen this fight before. It's one that Charles Suggs kind of thought about. I actually tried to fight a couple years ago, and they ended up meeting in the middle with the Ravens on his first contract. It's what Jimmy Graham fought for and ended up obviously losing last year. So, but for Graham, it was a huge battle. I think it was $7 million for a tight end, if I remember correctly. $7 million for a tight end versus about $12 million for a receiver. So it was a difference of $5 million. This is a difference of $1.5 million. So, maybe if they basically what they're arguing over is where's the starting point for a long-term extension? Because once you get tagged, what teams and players basically do is they say, all right, assume 2 franchise tags. That's the baseline for a long-term deal. So what Houston, and I've heard the same thing that Florio has heard, that Houston may fight this. What he wants to find out is where are we starting negotiations for a long-term extension.
And Ndamukong Suh's not going to be tagged by Detroit, so what's that mean for him?
Well, it means, first of all, the Lions have a week to go before they lock him up to a long-term extension. And, they have been, in a way that teams essentially never are, they have been very optimistic in the media about keeping him, saying they think they can do it, they think they can reach a long-term deal. Obviously, now they're not close. There's no deal, and he's not going to get tagged, so the clock starts. The Lions have a week to go, and, remember, the way the NFL is set up now, next weekend, Suh's agent, Jimmy Sexton, gets to talk to all the other teams. So at the very least, what this means is that Suh will find out his true market value, and then maybe he signs back with the Lions if it's the best deal in the best situation, or maybe he becomes the biggest free agent out there since, I guess, Peyton Manning, but position player, I would guess Julius Peppers. He's probably the biggest since Julius Peppers.
What happens first? We get some kind of finality to Deflategate, or the Dez Bryant video surfaces?
My guess would be Deflategate. This Dez Bryant video, just from my own reporting, I know there's been a lot of different things out there. I have not been able to positively determine whether or not one currently exists. I've spoken to some people who think one way. I've spoken to some people who think the other way. 4 of these sources are extremely in the know, and they say different things. I know there was a security apparatus set up at the Walmart. There are cameras, but does one currently exist right now? I have not been able to positively report that, and so I don't know if it will surface, if it exists, or if we will ever actually find out what happened.
Yeah, then I'm told it's not even in the Walmart. That it occurred, what they're talking about occurred someplace else. Like, this is taken on its life of its own.
Well, there are a lot of things that you hear about situations like this, and I've heard a lot of different things. But what I believe is that there is an incident report in the Walmart parking lot. what else happened? Were there other events? Were there other people involved? I don't know. And that's been one of the more, frustrating things about it is, it's like I told, Flory on his radio show, I just kind of want to know what happened. And
well, does it affect the Cowboys' relationship with Dez Bryant? The fact they're going to tag him, right? But they're going to still work for a long-term contract?
Yeah, he's getting tagged, and they are going to work for a long-term contract. But it's complicated because this Walmart incident, the Cowboys have known about for some time. So while we're all sort of dealing with it now, the Cowboys already dealt with it. And Dez Bryant has been better internally in the last year or so than he was previous. The problem is there's still, not just because of this incident, not just because of the 6 times police went to his house over the last 4 years, but just in general, there is some lack of trust with Bryant off the field where, if as good of a player he is, and he is a great player, there's no doubt about that, he should be getting in the $40 million range for guarantees, but the best the Cowboys have offered is around 20, and because they don't fully trust him, and you can really cripple yourself as a franchise to, give that kind of money. I mean, think about it was just a 1-year deal for the Panthers and Greg Hardy, but think about how much they hurt themselves by giving him the franchise tag, and then they didn't get the player, and then they lost $13 million. It's tough.
Why not franchise DeMarco Murray?
Because the way they are set up as an organization, the running back does not have the kind of value that the franchise tag would. So they invested 3 first-round picks in an offensive line that is one of the best in the NFL. And part of their thinking is that they can get someone else very good for a lot cheaper to run behind that offensive line. Not just one guy, but probably 2 guys. And DeMarco Murray is going to get a lot of money on the market. The franchise tag, because of Adrian Peterson's contract, is a lot, and they just do not view it being worth it. It's the way they're set up now.
The 35-year-old Ian Rapoport of the NFL Network does not put paint on his hair.
27.
No, you want to be a seasoned veteran, not a 27.
All right.
Yeah.
30. She said 30.
Thank you, Ian, and a belated happy birthday.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
All right. That's Ian Rapoport, the NFL Network, NFL Media Insider. Follow him on Twitter at Rap Sheet. You can see him on the NFL Network as well.